Good morning, and thank you all for being here on the second version of Africa STEMI Live. This is just going to be an appetizer about what we're going to have during the 2 days. I'm not an expert when it comes to epidemiology of heart disease in Africa. These are some of the things that I picked up during my practice and some of what I've learned from my humble readings. I have no conflict of interest that's pertinent to this presentation. And I'll start by talking about what's unique about Africa. We all know that Africa is the second most populated continent at 1.2 billion inhabitants. It's a country of great diversity, ethnic as well as diversity in economic status, healthcare facilities, and cultural backgrounds. There's a lot of also contrast between the northern part of the continent as well as the sub-Saharan part of the continent. A unique feature also of Africa is that Africa a few decades ago was mostly a rural continent, but now we're seeing a lot of urbanization. Within the next 2 decades, more than half of the population in Africa will be living within cities. These cities in Africa are starting to become very big. We have a lot of cities with a lot of population, a lot of mega cities, and at this point, we have 15 cities in Africa with a population ranging from 2.8 million to 21 million. And the numbers are growing for many reasons. People are moving from the rural areas to the urban areas. Childbirth rates are exceeding the mortality rates. There's a lot of drop in the cities. And these cities many times do not have enough infrastructure to match the growing numbers of people in these cities, as well as the changes that come to society with diet, lifestyle, and the way of life in general. This is GDP map of Africa, sub-Saharan Africa. And you can see it's ranging primarily from yellow to brown or dark yellow. And white. So it's basically low income to very low income. Vast majority of Africa is low income and very low income countries. With some exceptions maybe at the very southern part of the continent. But overall, we're dealing with a continent that has very limited resources. Was also, we all know this, we keep saying there's scarcity of data coming out of the country. That is true. Very few epidemiological studies have come out from the continent regarding ACS registries or ACS data stemming from the population. And you can see on the map here that these are very limited small studies of ACS cases from the communities. So the true prevalence of ischemic heart disease and the incidence of ACS in sub-Saharan Africa is still not very well clear. And obviously, many of these studies do not have uniform data, and you cannot easily combine them together to get a better picture. Somebody's mobile phone is ringing over here. Sorry. So let's see what the experts say. One of these experts is in Pico here. So this is from Pico and Albertino from Mozambique. This proud slide. It basically says that we all know that the burden of cardiovascular disease is growing in Africa. The contribution of ischemic heart disease and stroke seems to be less than hypertensive heart disease, cardiomyopathy, and rheumatic heart disease. It seems that the burden of ischemic heart disease seems to be relatively low compared to the developed world in the Black African community. That stroke seems to be a more important problem with regards to disability and premature death. However, there's acknowledgement that the risk factors for atherosclerosis are growing in the continent. The famous article by George Mensah, who cited that ischemic heart disease is the number 8 cause of death in the continent, And he predicts that by 2050, ischemic heart disease will be the leading cause of death in the continent. What do we know about the risk factors for ischemic heart disease and acute myocardial infarction in the continent? I think one of the best conducted studies was the Interheart Africa study, which is primarily in South Africa, 80% of patients from South Africa, and 20% from 8 other countries. And the population was divided into Black African population, poor African population, and population of European or other origin. 75% of the cases were males. String it again. Somebody's mobile. Anyway. Alright. I was not somebody dying. Alright. So, what have you learned? So, across the whole cohort, African patients are younger. They have myocardial infarction at a younger age. 3.8 years difference across all cohorts, as expected. And this is actually more true for men. And the good thing is, the main risk factors that were tested in the Interheart study, basically smoking, diabetes, hypertension, dyslipidemia, obesity, attributed for 90% of the cases of acute myocardial infarction. So overall, the good thing is the risk factor that we know of that cause ischemic heart disease are the same risk factors that play in the continent. The only difference is that hypertension in the African community seems to have a bigger impact. It seems to be a more important risk factor for ischemic heart disease. And the risk of acute myocardial infarction in the Black African population increased with income and education. And maybe this reflects some sort of more urbanization, more adoption for Western lifestyle. So at this stage, higher income and education in the Black African community was associated with increased risk of acute myocardial infarction. We know that HIV/AIDS is still a problem in the continent. At the height of the HIV epidemic, people thought that we have a lot of ischemic heart disease because of the epidemic of HIV/AIDS. Because we knew from the developed world that you have a 50% chance, and we have a 1.5 to 2-fold, so there's a 50% increase in ischemic heart disease in patients with HIV. However, this does not materialize, yet we see more MIs in AIDS patients, but probably because AIDS patients tend to be young, and hence we did not see an epidemic also of ischemic heart disease. But yet, MI HIV, we tend to see them in younger patients, male smokers. They tend to have a very high thrombus load, and those who work with the cath lab, when you have a HIV patient in MI, there's a lot of thrombus load in the infraradial artery, and it seems not related to atherosclerosis as we see in other cases, less atherosclerosis in the arteries, and it seems that the mechanism is related to inflammation in the anterior wall, as well as increased thrombogenic factors. Again, Africa, people are moving to cities, big cities, infrastructure is not as good as the population is growing. And these are real life pictures from Africa. I just picked them up, but this is what we see. These are big cities, I'm sure also many cities in South America, in Asia, will look like this. Traffic is a problem. Rush hour traffic is really a problem. Where I come from, and many parts of Africa also, people do not stick a lot to the regulations on the road. So, you know, all kinds of cars and vehicles. These are the cities. People are using motorbikes to move around. And these are just the, in Boda Boda, you have a lot of rickshaws where I come from. Very dangerous thing to be on, I think. And then we still have the rural areas, very far away from these cities. They have no roads, they use sometimes animals to get to the cities. So we have a problem. If you're in the city, it's big, it's populated, there's no infrastructure, no good public transport. If you're in the rural areas, you're far away, no roads, it's sometimes difficult to get where you might get good care for your STEMI. EMS in Africa, I'm going to talk about this because I'm sure there'll be a lot of sessions. I'm not an expert there, but I can tell you the same thing in Sudan. We have an EMS service. It's pretty good in certain parts of the capital. You call them, they come, but I think that's only in certain parts of the capital. And I think it's missing from most other cities in the country. Access to emergency room. This is our emergency room. This is our hospital. It's messy. You get families, you get everything. You see everything. Families, patients, friends, everything. Everybody's there. And this could be a patient. We gave streptokinase, we drip streptokinase without monitor many times. Patient comes in, it's crowded. We just give a streptokinase. There's no monitor available. There's no CCU bed. Just they get streptokinase and a drip on a couch. But that's better than patient dying. We need to work better on this one. What do you know about management of MI in Africa? This is going to be my last slide. There's also a lot of disparity when it comes to acute myocardial infarction care in the continent. If you look at the South African cohort of the ACCESS trial, ACCESS study, 36% received lysis, 92% of patients had a coronary angiogram within the hospital stay, 61% were in day one, so that's very good. The hospital mortality was almost similar to the overall cohort, so they did well. Aga Khan, it's again one of the champions of this conference. One of the co-hosts is Harun Atieno. Aga Khan is a university hospital. It's a private hospital in Nairobi. 55% of the patients received lysis. 13% had prior PCI because lysis at that time was, lysis was their main strategy. 30% of people prior PCI because they had contraindications. 48% of the STEMI patients had subsequent coronary angiogram in that institute. I think they have 20% late STEMIs who were not did not receive any form of immediate reperfusion, 20% late. So that's quite good. I found this in depth in Pan-African Medical Journal. It's actually the first time I looked at this study from Umdurman. It's one of the boroughs of the Khartoum, city of Khartoum. We have 3 boroughs, Khartoum North, and Umdurman. 200 cases, 13.5% received thrombolysis, and 12.5% had coronary angiogram. That was 2 years ago. So I think a lot of disparity. I think people here would think Umdurman might do worse than this. Anyway, so there's a lot of disparity in how we manage STEMI, and these are all studies in the capital cities. In South Africa, major hospitals, Nairobi and Khartoum. I don't know what happens outside. So I think generally we deal with younger patients. This is my final, wrap-up slide. The good thing is we share the same risk factors as the rest of the world. Maybe some risk factors of hypertension are more important, but I think that's good because we can join the global fight and use the same tools and maybe modify them. And we are aware of disparities. I'm sure we're all aware of disparities, but I think this disparity should not lead to despair, but rather lead to innovative ways to deal with the risk factors and with better management of myocardial infarction for our population. And thank you very much.